into the rock.
Oh, 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 oh! Yo!
Yeah. That's just scary, huh?
Fire! Off ya!
I knew I would find a mountain lion on these.
On April 9th, 2025, a new video surfaced on the channel Mandog Wild. At first glance, it seemed like one of his usual adventures, an evening hike through the mountains with his loyal dog, Yeti. The surroundings were calm and breathtaking. Locals call this area the Skinwalker Mountains, a region wrapped in myth, strange encounters, and long-standing mystery. The evening began peacefully, the light fading over the peaks. Yeti raced ahead with her usual energy, but suddenly slowed down. Her ears twitched, her body tensed, and she refused to move forward, staying close as if guarding her owner from something unseen.
Yeti. Yeti is either one of two things. She's a very simple dog. She's either completely unstable and constant zoomies, or she's very serious. And right now she's slowed down and she'll stop and she'll want me to follow her to take me somewhere or show me something. And at this point, now she's not going to stray too far from me because now she wants to show me something. We've just been out here exploring as we usually do around this time, you know, a little earlier than this. It's getting a bit dark now. And we've been on one of these abandoned roads that go to nowhere. They've just been left. Walking these dirt roads, and Yeti comes across this little trail. She slowed down and she wants to show me. See, she's right there. She's not running. She's not got the zoomies as she normally does. She's staying close by. She's scenting something.
Their walk led them off the main trail and onto a narrow path that felt untouched by people for years. As night descended, the forest became dense and unnervingly still. Then they found something deeply disturbing.
Yeti was checking out this stuff. Looks like a... no idea. Wow. That's just scary, huh? Waiting.
Right in the middle of the path was a small stroller overgrown with weeds and half buried in dirt. Inside lay an old doll, its face cracked, faded and strangely lifelike in the faint light. The object's placement was too deliberate to be random. They were miles from the nearest town cabin or campsite. Whoever left it there had done so intentionally. Nearby, carved into a large rock, was an even more unsettling discovery.
Well, at least we're out that plantation now. Oh. What's that? This, sister. It's creepy, huh? What is that? So, this is where she leads us? That's super strange, huh? Like burnt into the rock. So obviously these mountains are strange places. Someone's come out here and made this. They've made this and I don't know what to make of this. What's your guys' thoughts on this? I have no idea. Maybe it's some kind of worshipping thing. Maybe it's just a sign. Maybe hunters kind of marker? I don't know.
A blackened, burned-in symbol. The shape looked ritualistic, almost branded into the stone. Its meaning was unclear, but its design was deliberate. Was it a warning, a marker, or a remnant of something darker? As they prepared to leave, something flickered on a distant ridge.
I'm not going the way of the plantation. That's just way too thick, so I'm figuring I'm gonna go around. I definitely saw lights. Caught a video also. I took a look. And I don't know, obviously maybe we kind of did the same thing and we all turned our lights off and moved away. But when I turned around, I couldn't see the lights anymore. And yeah, they probably couldn't see mine. But the strange thing was, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the sound. It's a really high, kind of pitched sound, frequency, whatever. I think they call it mosquito or something. And they use it to move people away from places they don't want them hanging out. So when I stopped, they had this ringing in my ears. It's horrible, really high pitched.
Faint lights blinked once, twice, and disappeared when he turned off his flashlight. Seconds later, a sharp, high-pitched ringing filled the air, mechanical, metallic, and without direction. The sound resembled the frequencies used by deterrent devices in urban areas to keep people away. But out here, in a remote wilderness, it felt intentional, almost like a signal meant to drive intruders off. Yeti, however, stayed calm. The dog, normally alert to every sound and movement, stood silent and motionless. That calmness was somehow more unnerving than if she had barked. Taking a longer route back, he avoided the same trail. The lights never returned. The ringing slowly faded into the night. The burned marking on the rock remained untouched and unexplained. Some believe the stroller and the burned symbol were signs of ritual activity objects placed far from civilization to avoid discovery. Others think the noise was man-made, maybe from hidden surveillance or sound devices meant to scare people away. The mix of artifacts, lights, and sound felt too deliberate to dismiss. Were these eerie coincidences or evidence of something organized and secret within the Skinwalker Mountains? And perhaps the most chilling thought of all, did Yeti remain calm because she already understood what was waiting in the dark? Van life can seem freeing until it suddenly turns into a nightmare. Dee had spent years on the road in her self-converted van, which she lovingly named Ladybug Out. But in October 2021, she posted a video describing the most terrifying moment she had ever experienced while traveling.
This is gonna be awesome night. I'm here for a couple nights, heading up north again. It's cooler by the lake here. I'm in Oklahoma, and just wanted to show you guys what I get to enjoy for the next couple days.
It all started like any other day. She parked her van in Oklahoma, went for a short hike, and took in the cool, fresh air. When she returned, the weather had changed. The wind began to howl through the trees as the evening settled in.
Out here, it's crazy windy. It said that the wind would pick up. It'll be a nice sleeping weather. I love when the wind is howling a little bit through the trees. Such a beautiful, beautiful sound. So while the wind is howling outside, I am snug as a bug in a rug in my little cabin on wheels. There's another camper right over there. It's a tent. They came in today. Can't believe that they are camping in this weather in a tent. I'm surprised that their tent is still up. Actually, I don't know if it's still up.
Other campers nearby set up their tents despite the gusts, but Dee chose to stay inside her van unaware that a terrifying night was about to unfold. Hours later, the calm was shattered by wailing sirens. Her phone flashed an emergency alert. A tornado warning had just been issued.
There's a tornado warning. So there was a severe thunderstorm warning, tornado warning issued just a minute ago. And so I am not sure what to do in this situation, actually. I thought that somebody would come around. The tent campers hightailed it out of here in the motorcycle, and so I am just going to go to a spot that I'm not so open because I'm very much in the open.
Disoriented and half asleep, she realized her van was sitting in an exposed area with almost no protection. Lightning split the sky as she jumped into the driver's seat, desperate to find safety.
Here's the bathroom shelter. That might be my best bet if there is any more severe weather. So I am back here in the back. It's just raining lightly now. I drove over to where there's a concrete bathroom shelter in case sirens go off again. It's the only place that I saw that was remotely a shelter, but it seems like the worst of it has blown over, and so I feel like I'm safe. I'm just going to remain alert and awake tonight, check the weather every so often, but it seems like the front moves by pretty quickly. That's always the part where the tornadoes form, between where the cold and the warmer air is, right at the front, and that was when the sirens went off. I looked at the radar and it was right over us. So I think it was just to alert us that there could be possible tornadoes and to watch for them and to be awake. So this is something that I thought I'd show because I have talked about other situations of preparedness, and weather preparedness is something that I haven't covered, mainly because I try to stay out of weather like this. And I did. I checked the radar and it said that this front wasn't moving in until much later today. It's about 2:30 in the morning right now, and the weather alert was issued at 1 a.m., 12:55 or something like that. And yeah, that is something I was not counting on.
She drove until she reached a sturdier spot near a concrete restroom building and decided to take shelter there. Sitting in the dark, she watched the radar on her phone while thunder roared overhead. Rain lashed the van, winds howled, and the threat of a tornado loomed close. Eventually, the storm passed without hitting her directly, but the experience left her deeply shaken. Out on the open road, shielded only by the thin walls of a van, nature's fury can make anyone feel fragile and powerless. Dee later explained that storm systems like the one she faced often spawn tornadoes where warm and cold fronts collide. The sudden shift in weather that night likely formed those same conditions, catching her off guard, even though she had checked forecasts earlier. For people living full-time on the road, safety depends on constant awareness and preparation. But here's the haunting question. What if the tornado hadn't veered away? What if it had touched down right where she was parked? Would she have had time to escape, or would the outcome have been far worse? The YouTube channel Ramble Soul is best known for peaceful outdoor journeys, minimalist camping setups, calm lakeside reflections, and slow evenings beside the fire. Their videos usually offer a quiet retreat into nature. But on this night, calm was nowhere to be found. Even the tree line bent and hissed as if warning that this would not be an easy night. From the very start, something was off. As they arrived at their chosen lakeside spot, the wind was already roaring hard enough to make pitching camp nearly impossible.
Allah. Beni sürüklüyor. Allah Allah. Ya çakamıyorum da. Neresi önü, neresi arkası onu da bilemiyoruz ki. Ay! Başımıza bela ya bu.
Şimdi şurası PVC.
Mecbur çakacağım şimdi bir iki tane.
The terrain was exposed, the ground uneven, and every attempt to raise the tent turned chaotic. Poles were ripped from their hands, stakes refused to hold, and the fabric snapped violently in the gusts. At one point, the entire shelter nearly launched across the campsite like a kite. Their gloves slipped on the wet aluminum poles, voices raised just to be heard over the gale.
Hayır!
Of ya! Nasıl yapacağız biz ya?
Hop hop hop!
Paraşüt gibi oldu bu.
Ha. Geldim. Tamam, gel. Yuh! Evet. Evet oluyor.
Ay!
Böyle. Çekemiyor musun?
Çekemiyorum.
Evet. Bas. Bas kuzu. Altına bas. Allah Allah. Bu ne lan?
Even after hours of effort, their small victory didn't last. Rain arrived without warning, pouring down in heavy sheets that drenched everything before they could react. Matt's sleeping bags and flooring, every bit of it, ended up soaked. The harder they worked to stabilize the tent, the more the storm tore it apart. What began as a peaceful camping trip quickly became a battle for survival. Earlier drone shots had captured the lake's beauty, but by nightfall the scene was unrecognizable. Supplies were scattered across the flooded ground, food spoiled, and the remaining shelter sagged under relentless wind. Inside, water leaked through seams, pooling beneath their sleeping gear. It wasn't just uncomfortable anymore, it was unsafe to stay. Forced to end the trip, they packed what little stayed dry and tore everything down, in the cold rain. Exhausted and soaked, they retreated to the car, their dream of a calm lakeside night drowned by the storm. This video stands out because it isn't about ghosts or eerie sounds in the woods. The real force here was nature itself. Weather is often underestimated in outdoor adventures, yet in minutes it can turn peace into chaos. No matter how ready you are, the sky always holds the upper hand. Watching the night unravel, one can't help but wonder, was this just bad luck or nature's reminder of who's truly in control? Uploaded on October 10th, 2025, this video comes from Cursed Urban, a YouTube channel known for exploring abandoned places, haunted woods, and mysterious encounters across North America. In this episode, Dan the host ventures into a forest on the outskirts of Illinois, a place long rumored to hide traces of Bigfoot and remnants of cult activity from the 1990s. With 2 cameras recording, he begins the night unaware that he'll soon face lights, voices, and gunfire echoing through the dark.
Tonight, we are headed in to the forest in our search of any evidence for Bigfoot. It's been a long time since I've been in this forest. The last time I was in here was one of the scariest nights of my entire life. Not only is Bigfoot known to be in this forest, there has been rumors of cult activity. There's been evidence of past cult activity, like back in the 90s, tons of paranormal activity, which I have captured myself, and many, many other things, other cryptids, other sightings of unexplainable creatures. Okay, we're headed into the Bigfoot forest, number 2. So I'm already hearing noises coming from all over the place. Definitely hearing some animals back there. So I think we're gonna hit this trail. I don't have any reason in particular why we're gonna hit this trail, but I'm thinking it's a good idea. Last time I was here, I definitely encountered some paranormal stuff out here.
As the footage begins, Dan greets viewers and recalls a previous trip, a night so disturbing he nearly stopped exploring altogether. Locals once called this area the Bigfoot Forest, though others said darker things happened here. Rituals, glowing lights, and trails that twisted back on themselves. Determined to uncover the truth, Dan walks deeper into the woods, recording every sound: a distant crack, an animal's bark, then an uneasy silence that settles heavy over the forest. Around the 5-minute mark, his flashlight lands on a familiar path, the same one where he had seen something years before. He hesitates, but moves forward.
Yeah, this is absolutely where I was before, because I remember how this trail split into 2. Dude, there's gunshots over there. There was 100% gunshots over there. There was it was literally a shotgun going off directly in that distance, or in that direction. There was a shotgun going off for sure in this forest. That didn't sound that far away. That was a gun going off, dude. Oh man. I don't think this trail leads anywhere. Oh, shh. Yo, see that guy? See that deer right there? Oh, man. Oh.
Moments later, a sharp crack rings out. That was a gunshot, he whispers. The sound rolls through the valley, distant but unmistakable. As he continues, his light catches a deer ahead, frozen and unblinking. Dan lowers his camera, murmuring, "That's not normal." Later viewers suggested it could be a not deer, a creature from Appalachian folklore said to mimic deer, but never act like one.
I hear something. Straight ahead. Straight ahead, there's movement. Something's moving to my right. Something's moving up there too. Alright, I'm not hearing anything else. I definitely heard some distinct movement without a doubt back there. Without a doubt, like 100% there was movement back there. Guys, I just saw a light. I just saw a flashlight in front of me. Hello? Yeah, there's somebody else out here besides me. Yeah, I saw that. That was weird though, because where I saw them was like I saw that light go through like the forest area back there. Like I just saw a brief flash of some light. I should have it on video. At first I thought it was that there was a sign over there. I thought it was reflecting off the sign, but I really don't think that's the case. There is definitely someone out in this forest besides me. Why is somebody out in the middle of the woods with a flashlight? And then I'm saying, hey, hello, like, who's there? And they aren't responding, but they are still moving around. I do not like that. What was that over there? I thought I just heard something move up ahead. I thought I just heard something move up that way. Oh! Yo! Dude, that was just knocking. That was just knocking. Oh! That was just somebody screaming. Dude, right after we did that, it sounded like somebody, well, not right, but like, it sounded like somebody screaming back there. I've never, ever heard anything like that before in my life. What is going on here? Okay, I am getting out of here, guys. There's like at least 2 people, if not 3.
As he ventures farther in, the tension builds. He hears rhythmic knocking on trees, followed by a single scream far away. A flashlight flickers between the trunks, but when he calls out, it instantly disappears. That's when Dan realizes he's not alone. He turns toward the main trail, but the sounds follow footsteps, whispers, then another gunshot closer this time. Out of breath, he crouches behind a fallen log, whispering that there are at least 3 figures out there carrying lights. When he finally reaches the trailhead, Dan recounts what happened. The flickering lights, the growls, the screams, and the sense that something intelligent was leading him deeper on purpose. The video cuts off abruptly as he says he'll never return. Viewers were divided. Some believed it was hunters or trespassers, noting Illinois's open hunting zones. Others argued the noises were too coordinated, the lights too deliberate. A few focused on the deer, comparing it to not deer reports from the Midwest. Many warned Dan never to explore alone again, especially in places with a history of cults. Dan never revealed what he truly saw that night. But even without Bigfoot or folklore, one question remains: if those lights and screams weren't from animals, who else was out there waiting in the dark? Uploaded on October 13th, 2025, this video comes from Exploring with Angelo, a YouTube channel known for authentic outdoor adventures and unsettling night explorations throughout Canada. In this episode, Angelo and his friend Frank camp for 2 nights deep within an isolated forest in Ontario, planning to fish and film near the river's edge. But locals say the area is unlike any other, haunted by whispers in the fog, mysterious lights that drift between the trees, and the legend of a missing RCMP patrol boat. Angelo has visited haunted woods before, but this one feels heavier, as if the forest itself is aware of them.
Man, I am not looking forward to winter. It was such a beautiful summer. Well, I guess while you unpack that, I'm gonna start a fire for us.
Please.
That's better. Man, I knew it was gonna be cold, but I didn't expect it to be this freaking cold. Should be good in about 4 minutes.
Very satisfying.
Like really, really big. So Frank can take one whole side, and I could just take the complete opposite side, and then we could set up the living room and the kitchen in between, right? I guess we gotta get started. All right. What the hell was that? That came from that direction, right?
Yeah, and I just heard a thump.
In the water, or?
I'm not. Is there water over there?
Well, the river comes this way.
Okay, then, yeah, but it sounded like a plastic, like poop, like something in plastic.
Well, that's weird.
Oh.
Right?
The footage begins with the 2 unloading their gear from the truck as dusk settles in. The air is thick and cold, their breath forming pale clouds as they haul supplies and set up an 8-person tent. It should have been a routine evening, yet the silence feels wrong too. still, too deliberate, like the trees are listening. While setting up camp, a sudden crack echoes from the river sharp like plastic snapping in half. Angelo turns his camera toward the sound and finds an old decayed shirt hanging in the brush, damp and covered in moss. He jokes about it, but something changes. From that moment on, every sound seems louder, every movement amplified.
Did some nighttime fishing for the first time. Left the net there. I hope it will catch something. I can't even see where either of us are. It's so dark out here.
Well, the current carries it outwards.
I mean, for me, I could really care less at this point. But bon appetit.
Bon appetit. What was that weird noise from earlier today? Was that natural, or can you tell me if that was one of you guys or whatever's out here? Literally nothing. How strange.
The noise was me.
The noise was me. Who's me?
My name is Mildred.
My name is Mildred, okay. Mildred, did you... That didn't even sound... I don't even know. It didn't even really sound like a person? I mean, I guess it kind of did. I don't know. Was the noise... you, Mildred, for sure? Or am I talking to two different things here?
Later that night, they sit beside the fire, cooking burgers under a layer of fog that refuses to lift. The fishing nets are empty, and the river flows quietly beneath the haze. To pass the time, Angelo pulls out a spirit talker device. For a minute, there's only static. Then, through the noise, a faint voice breaks through with one word, Mildred. Both men freeze. Frank glances toward Angelo. Angelo stares back in disbelief.
Oh! Shit, what? What? What?
Holy shit.
What?
Dude.
What?
Dude, I was just getting some wood.
Oh
I
my
seen
God,
like
you
this
scared
shadow
the
thing. Listen, you see what I just seen?
What did you see?
There was like some shadow thing. So
What?
that I like went to go see, like maybe I thought, whatever, I seen someone go to mine, and it started coming at me on all fours. I just...
What the f was that? So wait, you saw something like a shadow figure?
Yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. Shadow, tall, lanky, and then it just kind of went down all fours and started coming at me.
Okay, so I guess there's something I need to tell you about this place.
Great.
I think I saw what you just saw the last time I was here.
Oh, come on.
And not only that, but I'm not the only one who's apparently seen it. So it was on that side?
Yeah, except I was like further down, like another, just out of sight, you could say, on the right side.
Yeah. Are you sure it was, like, it wasn't an animal or anything? Well, you said it was tall and then went down.
Yeah, that was no animal.
Oh, crap.
I
was that? Wait, tell me that was our shadow. I saw something, but it was like higher. It wasn't even on the ground, so that's why I'm like, maybe it was just our shadow.
Okay.
But I swear it went from like left to right, and I don't think either of us were even moving at that point, so.
What the hell?
You heard that, right?
Yeah. Huh?
I guess we kind of got what we came for.
Yep. I don't know what I got.
This time it was more, I couldn't tell, maybe it was a moose?
I couldn't tell you.
You didn't hear that?
I heard it, but I couldn't tell you what it is.
If there is a moose out here, it doesn't make what we just heard.
No, and I'm pretty sure you'd hear a moose trampling through.
Yeah.
Here, let's walk into a spider. I thought it was a spider.
It is a spider.
Oh.
Good little guy. Yeah.
Oh, what the hell moved that branch? I don't even think you were close enough to it.
Dude, there's something like really fucked up out here.
What the hell? I just heard like a noise. What? Man, I swear it sounded like it was right behind me.
I heard it again.
I heard something. Was that a person talking?
Wait, you heard a person talking?
I just heard, well, I'm percent sure it was a person, but.
I heard like a weird clicking noise.
And what the hell? Yeah.
Okay, that was weird. Were you facing the camera in this direction?
Yep.
Did you happen to see like a person in a red shirt?
I did not. I wasn't looking with my eyes, but the camera was that way.
They weren't tall. I mean, I couldn't see the person, but I could tell it was a red shirt.
What the
fuck? Like a red t-shirt.
Moments later, Frank yells out suddenly. He claims he saw something tall and thin crawling on all fours just beyond the fog. The camera jerks toward the sound, but nothing appears, only darkness and a faint clicking echoing from the trees. The atmosphere turns tense. Footsteps seem to circle their tent. The fire sputters and the clicking grows sharper faster. Angelo whispers, trying to stay calm. At one point, the camera briefly captures a dim red shape standing perfectly still between the trees gone the instant he adjusts focus. By dawn, everything is silent again. The camp remains untouched. No footprints, no evidence of intrusion. The river drifts peacefully beneath the morning mist as though the night before never happened. When the video premiered, viewers flooded the comments. Many were happy to see Frank return, but others noticed disturbing details. Faint whispers, heavy breathing, and that rhythmic clicking in the dark. Some said it was the wind or animals. Others were convinced the forest itself was alive. Angelo ends the video calmly, thanking viewers as he drives away into the fog. But one question lingers. If nothing strange occurred, then what made the sounds everyone heard? The forest never answers it, only waits silent beyond the trees. Uploaded on May 5th, 2025, this video comes from Lexi Ray, a creator known for documenting quiet mountain life and living close to nature. That day, Lexi checked the trail cameras surrounding her rural property after hearing reports of mountain lions nearby. Even her neighbors had captured one on video. The air was still the kind of calm that feels more like tension than peace.
At like 3 a.m., I woke up to 2 gunshots, which sounded like it was right in our backyard, and I was like, what the hell? So in the morning, I texted our neighbor, and I was like, was that you out there shooting? And he said, yeah, a mountain lion came up right to his house, and that triggered his motion lights, and so yeah, he scared it off with his gunshots. And that's just right there, and he said it came from our direction, so hoping to catch something good on these. So this particular game camera does not record video, unfortunately, and if it does, it always messes it up. So there's some videos of us just walking and a lot of deer that I went through and deleted a lot of it because too many deer. There I am on my way to work at 4 a.m. Some more deer. You can see I really haven't checked it in a while because there's snow in these. Lucy loves chasing our car. And then here we are having a bonfire and enjoying the morning. Enjoying a little walk. This is on the 12th. I knew I would find a mountain lion on these. Bro. And then the next day, looks like the same mountain lion. And then 2 weeks later, another mountain lion. Yeah. A few days later, another mountain lion that looks actually like a male, like it's different than the last 2 mountain lions.
She begins with the first camera, admitting it hadn't been checked for months. The footage reveals long winter days, snow her dog George, a neighbor's car, and deer crossing the field. But mixed in among these familiar scenes was something unusual, a lean mountain lion moving cautiously through the frame, its ribs faintly visible beneath its fur. The next day, it returned. 2 weeks later, another appeared, larger, heavier, unmistakably male. Lexi recalls waking once at 3 in the morning to gunfire behind her house. Her neighbor had fired into the darkness, claiming a lion had wandered onto his porch. He said it came from the direction of her property.
George hurt his leg the other day. He hurt himself on this metal thing that's sticking up precariously that we need to cut down. He cut open his knee. He had to get stitches, which costed us $1 million. Okay, this card just had a bunch of deer, but they sure are cute. You can see this deer bounding away from something. Another one. See, this one captures just fun little animals, like this cute turkey just minding its business all alone, or like this bunny rabbit. I don't know what type of bunny it is, or if it's a hare or what, but it sure is cute. Or this fox. That might be the same bunny. And then this is Ringo, our local wild kitty. Somehow he survives out here year after year.
Her dog George had been injured just weeks earlier. A deep cut on his knee from a piece of exposed metal, she says. Still, the timing unsettled her. The second camera showed even more wildlife: deer, turkeys, foxes, and a stray cat named Ringo that had somehow survived in the woods for years. Each night brought flashes of motion, faint shapes moving past the lens and pairs of glowing eyes disappearing back into the trees. When the video was uploaded, the comments flooded in with warnings. One viewer wrote, "You'll probably catch wolves next." Lexi replied, "You're probably right. I checked the live map, they're close." Others noted that the same lion kept showing up thinner each time. Some mentioned how eerily quiet the forest had become, as though the smaller animals had already left. Lexi ended the video saying she'd check her cameras more often. But one comment pinned below the upload said it best: "If the mountain lions are already here, the wolves won't be far behind."